Yo, 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 new day, new day. I feel so targeted. I feel like a sheep to the system, man. I was sitting here doom scrolling TikTok, just like, you know, on Hollow Knight, sitting on Hollow Knight while doom scrolling, and I stumbled upon a video that said, "Yo, it paused the video. Like, yeah, I'm gonna show you the rest of the video. Just wait a couple seconds, and promise that you'll turn off, that you'll go off the app after the video." And I did it. I immediately fucking did it. I feel like I feel like I have no backbone. I feel like I can't stand up for myself. Anyway, at work today, the most important thing that happened is, of course, my Pokemon run progressed. In the form of me finally taking down, or I say finally as if I haven't spent like, I don't know, 20 minutes on it. The Galactic Tower, the Galactic Building in Eterna City, I think. It was the easiest steamroll of my entire life. Clean kill, by the way, clean fight. It was the easiest shit I have ever done. I just pulled out my HM slave, called Slave, and I used rollout, and that was the only thing I ever used. It's not like I was over-leveled or anything. I was, if anything, under-leveled. I didn't really realize that rollout was so fucking busted against Team Galactic. But both it's pretty good against, like, I don't fucking know, Glameow and whatever they have. Skunk Tank. The Skunk Tank, Jupiter's Skunk Tank actually took, I think 3 rollouts. But essentially what rollout does is you hit it and you just cannot, you cannot change what, you can't change the move. You just use rollout until you miss, because there is a miss chance. There just is a chance that you miss with rollout, right? Which is fair. But every time you hit, again, you have no control over any other moves. It's just an autoplay, essentially, which is exactly what I need, at work. Just like press one singular move and come back 2 minutes later to me having won a fight or leveled up. And that's exactly what happened. But every rollout gets stronger, and it is amazing how much damage you can do, because it also transfers to when you beat one of their Pokemon, when they send out the next one. Your rollout is still active. It's still just getting stronger and stronger. So I soloed essentially the entire Galactic Building with just my B-Barrel alone, my HM slave. And I really don't, I mean, he is so good with the rollout right now. I'm probably gonna get something else that can just steamroll through Galactic grunts, right? But for now, it's great. It's absolutely great. The only HM slave moves, the only HMs I have on him are Cut and Rock Smash. I'm gonna need, at some point I'm gonna need Strength and Surf too, so that's gonna be his like final moveset, and then I'm gonna get Fly on something else. Because of course my fucking B-Barrel is not gonna learn Fly. But that's the game right now. But for now, I have Rollout and fucking Water Gun, I think. I essentially only use Rollout. But because of his typing, he got absolutely steamrolled by the second gym. He got one shot by every single one of Gardenia's Pokemon. Just because of his typing, and he was like kinda under level, so I didn't really use him. I just used my Luxio, and only my Luxio. Which was fucking hard, but I already talked about that, so quit yapping, right? But yeah, essentially I just one-shot, I just pressed one single button throughout every single fight. I don't know how or why, but I never really missed anything. I never missed a single rollout. I just steamed through the entire galactic building. I rolled them hard, very hard, and it felt so good. But that's essentially all I've done today in terms of Pokemon progression. I've picked up the bike because the whole deal was that the bike shop guy was, you know, in the he got his Pokemon stolen inside the galactic building. And you kind of need a bike to move forward, you know. So that's a thing I had to do. But now I have a bike, and I can now go to the bicycling road, and then go down under. Maybe I need to do it at nighttime. I don't know if that works in caves, but I need to go down and get a Gligar, which is a funny little looking guy. Shut up. He's a funny little looking guy. But the main thing is that he is, first of all, cool as fuck when he evolves into Gliscor. And he's also ground flying, which, you know, yeah, sure, I already have a ground type in terms of Groddle, which is not a ground type yet. But, you know, when I eventually get a Torterra, shut up. When I eventually get a Torterra, I'm gonna get like Earthquake and stuff on him, right? I say and stuff as if I'm not just gonna spam Earthquake all the time. But that's essentially what I'm gonna do. And there is absolutely nothing anybody can do about it. I don't know, maybe like Rock Climb or something? I don't know, I remember Ash's Torterra had Rock Climb in the anime, but I don't know how the anime moves scale to actual in-game moves. I don't know, no idea. Absolutely no idea. I know that there are canonically levels in the anime, which is really weird. It's just one of those like old anime things, because there is, you know, way back in like Gen 1 or like Season 1 of the anime, there are some, I think their whole shtick is they are 4 brothers who are like specializing in evolving Eevees. Like, that's their whole shtick. And they have, you know, each of the trio. They have a Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. And then their littlest brother, their youngest brother, still has an Eevee, and he's like being trained really hard. Like running on an escalator? Sure. He's running, right? And he's being forced to like take these training tests that are essentially one of them is like I think actually all the questions are just related to moves and at what level the Pokemon learns them, which is just, you know, either it's just coincidence, but I like to think that there are canonically levels and some way to measure levels inside, like, in the Pokemon anime, in the Pokemon world, universe. Which is pretty fun when you think about the whole Ash's Pikachu fighting against literal gods, and then, you know, at the very start of every new, you know, every new season, or like, you know, what are they called? Regions. At the start of every new region, he gets like a rival who, you know, the worst. Yes, so the worst one of them, by far, being in Gen 5 in Unova. That's the one I remember watching as a child, so deal with it. That's the source I got. He battles his rival, who has a Snivy who is absolutely manhandling Pikachu. Again, Pikachu being able to hang there with literal gods. Last time we saw him fight was I don't actually know. I don't know. I don't know where. What was the last fight in Gen 4? It wasn't against Paul, was it? No, not against Paul. He beat Paul. That was a baller fucking fight. That's a fight that I still, you know, not watch, but I find some edits sometimes of the fight with some Linkin Park music on there. Oh, I'm gonna get hit here. I'm not. Okay, great. God damn it. You know, just a, you know, cool as 2010s, you know, music edit. mostly Linkin Park. You know the vibes. You know the fucking AMVs, right? I sometimes just find them again, and you know, with Infernape, the whole like, God, that fucking that scene alone. Infernape versus Electivire is the whole, like, it's worth watching the entire anime for. Oh, okay, sure. It's fucking great, and I just stumble upon it sometimes. It's awesome. It's great. I don't know where I was going with this. Oh yeah, right. And then he gets absolutely bodied in his fight afterwards. Not even the finals, the quarterfinals, semifinals. I think it's the semifinals. By a guy named Tobias, who is rocking not one but two legendaries, a Darkrai and a Latios. Potentially more. We never got to see any more of them. We only got to see two of his Pokemon. And Ash was the first one in the tournament to, you know, pull the second one out of him, being Latios. Because other than Ash, he steamrolled the entire tournament. He got to the semifinals by only using his Darkrai. So shout out to, what was it, Sceptile? I think it's yeah, it's a Sceptile. The green fucker from Gen 3. For actually finally beating Darkrai. And then the last one that the last fight I think we see Pikachu in, just to wrap it all back around, is against Latios, which he doesn't win, but he ties with Latios. Again, Latios being a fucking legendary. And then going and being beaten, like like a couple months after, I think, to a level 5 Snivy. Great. Absolutely great. Anyway, that was a long ass tangent. I guess that's what this is all about. So nobody is complaining. Yeah, I remember so many little things from the Pokemon anime. I remember just getting a, you know, when I first got my phone when I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old, I just, one of the first things I found was a, like, Pokemon app to just watch every single episode of Pokemon, and by every single episode, I mean, you know, some scattered episodes throughout Gen 4 and Gen 5. So that's always fun, but it was there, right? There was entertainment to be had. And I think I watched all of them, like, at least 2 times. Okay, it doesn't sound like a lot, but there are a lot of episodes. But yeah, that's what my childhood was spent on. Uh-oh. God damn it. Fuck. Ah, shit. Oh, my ears are... my ears are tingling. I need to scratch them. Fuck, now my fingers are like yucky and sticky. Oh well. I'm gonna have to live with that. Fuck, I really thought that would get him. Oh well. Oh, fucking hell. Shit. What's next? Oblobbles? I really don't want to die to fucking Oblobbles. God damn it, I'm probably going to. Can I make this? I can. I'm making the biggest comeback ever. Anyway, I forgot to mention that during my weekend home at my parents' place. Now I'm getting flashbacks to me telling you all of this, but you were getting the story again in case I missed it. I beat Donkey Kong Country Returns. That is fucking great. The final boss is... God, I hate the fucking guy. He is so slippery. I don't know if it's like the controls or like on the Wii specifically. Because I struggled with him so much. I've struggled with him for, you know, time-wise, you know, time-wise, in-game hours, you know, literal hours, right? Which is weird for a fucking, like, kids game, a Donkey Kong game. But in real time, several months. To be fair, I don't play that often, but I got to the final level, I got to the boss room, and then just, you know, I just fucking gave up because goddamn, he was so fucking hard. But now I know his patterns, his first stage patterns, you know, fucking inside out. I know it like the palm of my hand. It is ingrained in me now. His first stage, which is just, you know, essentially the big bad guy is, the lore of the game is he is stealing all the bananas from the island and he is hypnotizing the animals to do his bidding for him. And then you go around in a circle on the island and like disrupt it, like basically just disrupting all his banana stealing business. Like you destroy his factory, you destroy his banana mines. I don't know, man. It's goofy, but it's not. I love it. It's great. But you know, the guy himself is just a, you know, picture just like a big barrel, essentially. Rosa. He looks like the fucking mask guy from Crash Bandicoot, but just way bigger and way more scary looking. And way more angry. That's probably the main point. Just, he's way angrier. Because we just messed up his entire business, right? So that's the lore. That's why we hate him. But why I hate him is because his... God. It's probably because I played against him on the Wii. That's probably why. The Wii is a notoriously fucking bad controller. Notoriously, I say with full confidence. Because that is my own opinion. That is very objective. Because of course it is. It is my opinion. What else did you expect? But yeah, the controls of the game have been generally very slippery. Like, I don't feel like... Yeah, like, my controls kind of feels like suggestions, you know? I tell the guy to stop running and he, like, you know, I guess he slows down a bit and then comes to a full stop if I don't tell him to do anything else. It's kinda stupid, and nothing changes with that throughout the entire game. It's just something you gotta live with. And that doesn't really help when the main bad guy, his, like, you know, essentially the way you damage him is that you, in the first stage, you jump on his hands. He uses his hands to attack, and then you gotta just destroy his hands, absolutely fucking pound them into the ground. Or into oblivion, I guess. That's just kind of the thing that happens. So you do that with his hands, you know, kind of waves his hands around, claps them a little bit. I lie, I quite like the guy in terms of just his whimsicaliness. He kind of, sometimes he slams you like a little fucking fly, because that's essentially the size you are to him, like a little fly, like a little ant. So he makes a little game out of it, and like, oh, am I gonna hit you? Am I gonna hit you? Oh, and then if you dodge when he tries to like feint, like attack you, he does like a little funny laugh and fucking slams you anyway, like way faster than he did before, which is so incredibly annoying. But I gotta respect, like, I gotta respect the man. He knows when he knows he's just having fun, you know. And he also just, that makes him feel so much more menacing, because he is so obviously just toying with you. And it's great. It's absolutely great. But you know, that's the thing. I like the guy. I really like the guy. But the thing I don't like is just the mechanics of the fight. Mainly, again, the game is just too slippery, is what I've gathered here. It's not a big problem when I try to attack the hands, but it's in his second stage when you have to hit his head. Like, he becomes way more angry, and he uses his head, like, slams it fucking BAM! Down on the ground. And that's your one chance to, like, attack what is essentially just like a bottom, or a button on top of his head. You need to slam that. He doesn't do that attack very often, so there's a big waiting time between your chances to actually attack him. But the problem is, you have to not only get on top of his head, but also get to the button before he, you know, flies up again, because he, oh yeah, this guy can fly, that's a whole thing. God damn it, I don't want to lose to Galleon. I really don't want to lose to Galleon. God damn it. I got no excuse. I'm even sort of trying right now. I'm not conscious of the game. Fuck the game. Shit. Oh, fuck. I am so sorry, everybody. Shit. Fuck. Oh well, it happens. But yeah, we are, you know, why did I say we are? Okay, so my main issue is that you cannot get to the top of this guy's head. What's it even called? He had a name, I forgot his name. He was, you know, you get to the top of his head, and you just kind of glide off if you are not like 5 fucking miles into his head. He's a big guy, right? But unless you are like, unless you jump from the very ground to the top of, you know, his head on top of that button, you just glide off. And that is very hard because when he jumps down, he makes like a shockwave. And there are 2 ways of going about it, right? It's like dodging the shockwave first, and then, you know, with a mini jump, and then going and, you know, just speeding into him, and hoping that you reach far enough. I don't know, that's the first solution I went with, because I just kind of gaslit myself into, like, you know, there's some momentum thing going on. Again, because it's a very slippery game, I just assumed there was some momentum. Obama, Findero. I just assumed there was some sort of momentum thing going on in the game, but there really is not. I need you to listen to me. There is no momentum in this game. You move just as fast, like 0.1 second into your run as you do 5 seconds into your run. Or jump, I guess. And I found that out the hard way by fucking basically admitting defeat and going and watching different YouTube videos, tutorials, on how to beat this guy. And all the tutorials are ass. Because it's an old-ass game, it's a fucking Wii game. I don't think it's only Wii, but it's not a very popular game. There's not a lot of, like, playthroughs of it. And all the tutorials are showing the entire run, which includes the little parkour thing you gotta do. You gotta, like, take a rocket up to the boss area first. That's like part of the, you know, there's a save point at the top, so you only have to do it once, and then you know, unless you just give up and come back months later, like yours truly did, you only have to do that parkour section once. That like rocketing up once. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is at the bottom, at the very bottom, when you first go into the level of the level B8, 8B, I don't know, something like that. It gives you the one and only Diddy Kong, who is the GOAT, absolutely the GOAT, because he essentially makes you, like, not fly, but at least float a bit. And if you manage to survive both the entire trip up there, I guess you can't really lose him on the way up there. If you hit something, you just kind of die. But if you manage to keep him on the entire first stage of the fight, the second stage of the fight gets so much easier, as you don't really have to worry about all the things I'm talking about in terms of, like, you know, calculating the distance you are and dodging the shockwave and stuff like that. You just kind of, you keep a safe distance and you jump once, and then you bonk him on his head. It's really so much easier when you are, you know, when you have Diddy Kong with you. And of course all these tutorial guys have Diddy Kong with them. That might be just a skill issue, because I just didn't... God, I feel like the parkour section is so long, even though it's not really. It's just kind of tedious and kind of... not really boring, but just, yeah, tedious, I guess. Come here, little fucker. I didn't even hit him. Wow, great. It's just tedious, and I don't like it. So I didn't connect those dots before I went and did the other thing, which was just, you know, you can dodge the shockwave, or you can just, like, pre-jump the shockwave, essentially, like, move a bit out of the way when you see him, like, charge up for his attack. Also, this guy, I don't know why, sometimes in his first stage, he charges up for, like, fucking eternity. He thinks he is Morgoth. This fucker charges up for all eternity, and just kinda stands there. You can, there's, you know, he clasps his hands together, right? That's a move he does. I once, you know, the average time is like, oh, you can jump on him, and that's when it activates, right? God damn it, do something else. And that's when the clap activates, right? That's pretty standard. But I pretty consistently got up to 4. I bounced on his hands 4 fucking times before anything happened. It's so goofy. It just takes so much time. Can you please? Oh, why are you? Please just... God. This fucking guy. I don't want to die to God Tamer. I'm finally here. I don't want to die. But yeah, this fucker is so impossible to beat if you don't have Diddy Kong, and if you are working from a Wii controller. I have figured out that much, and it kind of just sucks. I gotta be honest. But I at least did it now. Again, this whole thing just kind of felt like a Dark Souls boss, right? It's insane how this took such a toll on me mentally. It was also pretty funny watching my mom, like, sit there beside me. Ah, oh, god damn it. I try to get cheeky heals in, although they are not very cheeky. I sit there with my mom, just like, because it's just like in the living room. My mom is just doing mom things, like, I don't fucking know. Stitching fucking pants back together, I think she was doing. I don't know. But, you know, it's pretty fun, because it was essentially her just, you know, watching me die over and over again for literal, like, an hour straight, and just lose my sanity, and fucking, you know, when I eventually finally beat the guy, fucking jumped around the room. I didn't jump around the room. She wasn't even in the room with me. But it was the exact same feeling as beating a Dark Souls boss. Like, you know, the feeling of just, I hate this fight, I hate this fight, I hate this fight, and then when you eventually complete the fight, like, yeah, this fight is god tier, this is the best fight ever, this is, god, it's amazing, the design peak, the mechanics peak, and I can recall now that no, it is in fact not very peak, but it is, it's still a fun fight. It's a good conclusion to a bit of a goofy game. And then, I don't know, roll end credits, which is essentially just, yeah, the island is okay again, and, you know, our boy Donkey Kong, his final move is, grabbing the moon, slamming it into, fucking Titty Kong, Titty King? Titty Kong? I don't know. It takes place in Hawaii, so it's something like that. It's the vibe of the name. Slamming it into the big bad guy, and that is just bouncing it back, just bouncing the moon back to where it was exactly, and that is the game. That is the entirety of the game. Yeah. So what is my overall review? I hear you all say in unison. It's aight. It's cool. It's pretty good. It's an old ass Wii game is all I really gotta say here. It's old. It's really old. And by really old I mean probably like 2009 or something. I don't know. It feels outdated, very, very much so. But it's fine. It's just that was a fucking perfect replica of the sound that old Donkey Kong makes when he's, you know, in his shop when you're about to leave. That was scary. Holy shit. I was just visited by Grandpa Kong. I can't remember his name. God damn it. I'm pretty sure Donkey Kong Country, like the original one, is where cool Donkey Kong or Funky Kong originates from. God, I got too distracted. God damn it. Shit. I fell for the oldest trick in the book. Oh well, yap over. I will see you all tomorrow. Love you, bye.